Hi guys, welcome to Titostutor, your math pedagogue. In today's video, we're going to simplify this indices expression. Most students panic when they see indices like this. It involves decimals, fractions, cube roots, all in one question. But today, I will show you how to break it down step by step and simplify it like a pro. Let's dive into it and conquer this master of an indices problem together. Okay, this is the first thing we're going to do. See, this term has decimal in it and a negative fractional indices. Remember that the negative law of indices says that when your power has negative, you do the reciprocal of the base and the negative sign disappears. To get the reciprocal of 0.36, it's always better to have it in fraction. So we'll convert this decimal into fraction, then we find the reciprocal to remove the negative indices. Then we go to the next term. This one is raised to the power of 1 over 3. Fractional law says we're going to do the denominator root. So we're going to do cube root of this fraction to simplify this. This is a long division line that can actually be turned into just divide by 54 over 81. Okay, so remember that your long square root stays over it all. So I start with this. This is 36 over 100 because 0.36 has two decimal places. So the denominator is going to have 1 with 2 zeros. Okay. And it is raised to the power of negative 3 over 2 multiplied by, this is going to be the cube root of 27 over 125. I'm going to divide all of that by 54 over 81. Step 1 done. Next, we're going to remove the negative sign in our power by using the negative power law. It says when your indices is negative, find the reciprocal. Reciprocal means turn this, flip it, yeah? And then the negative sign disappears. Then we'll simplify this, okay? So don't forget your very long square root sign. So the reciprocal of 36 over 100 is 100 over 36. Then your negative sign in your indices disappears. Then you can split this. You can say it is the cube root of 27 all over the cube root of 125. This divide by 54 over 81. Now, next step is to apply the fractional law of indices that the numerator isn't 1. So you do the root of the denominator all raised to the power of the numerator. That's your second fractional law. But don't forget the long square root sign. Okay, so for this, we're going to look for the square root of 100 over 36, and we'll raise all of that to the power of 3. Can you see? Our fractional law has disappeared. What is the cube root of 27? Cube root of 27 is 3, and cube root of 125 is 5. You can change this to multiplication sign because the division of fractions says keep your first fraction, change your division into multiplication, and flip the fraction that comes after the division sign. So we have 81 over 54. To further simplify this, don't forget your very long square root sign. So you can split this into square root you can split it, yeah, into just square root of 100 over square root of 36. Then you cube it. Multiply by 3 over 5 times 81 over 54. In multiplication of fraction, I love to break down vertically or diagonally first before I multiply horizontally. So I realize that this can be divided by 27. This can also be divided by 27 to give me a smaller fraction. To further simplify this, don't forget your very long square root sign, and the square root of 100 is 10. The square root of 36 is 6. Just raise this to the power of 3, multiply by 3 over 5 times 81 divided by 27 is 2. 2. Sorry, 81 divided by 27 is 3, and 54 divided by 27 is 2. Okay, having done that, to simplify it further, you still remember your long square root sign. 10 raised to the power of 3 is 1000. And 6 to the power of 3, 6 times 6 times 3, 6 times 6 times 6, sorry, is 216 times 3 over 5 times 3 over 2. Okay, so now we're going to break down our fractions by dividing diagonally, if it's possible, because I can see 3 can go in this, 5 can go in 1000, 3 can also go in 216. So let's divide diagonally just to break down the fraction so it doesn't look too big before we multiply straight. Let's go. 5 here 1, 5 here 200. Can you see? 2 here 1, 2 here 100. 3 here 1, 3 here 72. Can you see? 3 here 1, 3 here 24. Okay, so now I have 100 over 24 under my square root sign. Easy to simplify. I can divide this by 4 and divide this by 4 as well. If I do that, I have a square root of 100 divided by 4 is 25 all over 6, because 24 divided by 4 is 6. This can further be expressed as square root of 25 all over square root of 6. 25 is a square number, so square root of 25 is 5, but 6 is not a square number. So square root of 6 is a third. But you cannot leave your answer like this, that you're done, because when you have a third as your denominator, the number isn't rational. So you have to rationalize your denominator. So how do we rationalize our denominator? We do that by multiplying by the denominator over the denominator. I call this a special 1. So because if you multiply anything by 1, it's still that same thing. So you're just rewriting it in an equivalent form. You're not changing anything. But by doing so, you're making it rational. Okay? So we say this is 5 multiplied by root 6 all over. Root 6 times root 6 is root 6 squared. And we all know that square cancels square root. So you have final answer 5 root 6 all over 6, and you are done. And that's how you simplify even the toughest indices question. Remember, every complex math problem becomes simple once you understand the rules. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to Titostutor, your math pedagogue, for more clear and engaging math tutorials. Keep practicing. Success is just one step away.